History is made as Karine Jean-Pierre becomes the first black LGBTQ plus White House press secretary. Karine Jean-Pierre made history this week as the first black woman and first lesbian when she was appointed vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris's chief of staff during the 2020 election. Now she's making history again in the announcement when she takes over as press secretary this Friday. She will be the first black person and first openly LGBTQ plus person to ever hold that position. GLAAD's president and CEO Sarah Kate Ellis said in a statement, quote, Karine Jean-Pierre is a brilliant communicator and a person of tremendous intelligence, humor, and poise, skills that will serve her and our country well in her new role. There are very few jobs more visible or more important to our democracy than to share information with the White House press corps and answer their questions. To have an out queer person of color speak for the President of the United States says everything about Karine's talent and heart and recognizes that LGBTQ plus people can belong, contribute, and succeed in every room. Our whole community looks forward to seeing Karine deliver for our nation and represent every LGBTQ plus person with pride, end quote. Big news.
Big news. So happy for her. I hope that she stays in the role long enough. This position seems to be a revolving door. I mean, it changes more than I used to change girlfriends, like all the time. And supposedly, Jen Psaki, the woman that's leaving, they say that they might have offered her a job on MSNBC, which is why she's probably leaving.
It's getting ready to be announced.
Really? Oh, I thought that was a rumor.
She's got a big job coming.
Nice.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Karine. She's representing us. That's what we want to see. How incredible, like the quote, that a black queer woman is speaking for the president. I mean, that is just beyond. I would have never expected that.
Yeah, we heard heads explode over at Fox News.
Boyfriend
Tucker cried. He's still crying.
That's awesome.
She's in the fetal position at a corner.
You know, it's interesting. Besides her amazing background for this last year or 2 years when she was on the campaign, she also worked for the ACLU on their reproductive rights campaign. So I feel that her position is going to let her show off her expertise that she's been developing for years. She is not, press secretary come lately. You know, she is.
She's not a placeholder.
She is not.
No.
But to your point, it's a stressful job.
Right?
You are on call 28 hours a day when you're the White House press secretary. So if you make it for a year, God bless you. And if you can get a network job, God bless you. I also am open to a network job, so please feel free to reach out to me as well.
Are you a lesbian or are you black?
I can't make the comments that I'd like to because I would like a network job, so please call me.
I didn't think you'd have it.
And Biden said that she brings the experience, talent, and integrity necessary for this job. And absolutely, those are also three words you would never hear to describe, say, Sarah Hogg Sanders or Spicer, Sean Spicer. Never.
Yeah.
You'd never hear those words, but this is the real thing.
But
here.
saying that, Greg, I also think that she's going to have to work twice as
Yeah,
harder.
probably.
They're going to try to blow her off her game at any moment, at any turn, at any question. So she's got to be on top of her game to the fullest.
Yeah, I'm sure Ducey is loading his questions up
For
now.
sure.
You know, just a last thought before we move on. This is really historic, and let me provide context of why it is. You provided reference already of the ridiculous voices that came through in Donald Trump's White House as White House press secretary. It's ridiculous. Half of them have been indicted in one way or another. She gets a honeymoon period, and that's all she gets. And then she's going to have to fight for her life. And that's exactly the kind of person that we want, that is going to stand up, fight for her life, and represent all of us really well. And Friday, when she begins, history is made, because it will be the first time in history that we have a black LGBTQ woman representing the President of the United States as White House press secretary. And in the room, I call them out for it. The Washington Blade, one of the top LGBT newspapers in the country, has a designated seat in the White House press room. So a designated seat in the press room representing the LGBTQ community and the press secretary being LGBT. It has never happened before. Historic. My goodness, It's an amazing moment for our entire community.
I'm one step closer to performing comedy in the White House.
Yeah.
That's pretty excited about that.
Only 51 weeks till the next to the next White House correspondence. See you later.
Exactly. See you there. LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus